The mirrorless camera market is heating up again, and this time the attention is shifting toward an unexpected direction for Canon. For years, Canon has maintained a relatively conservative design language across its mirrorless lineup, focusing on practical ergonomics and modern functionality rather than bold stylistic experiments. However, recent leaks suggest that this approach may be changing in a significant way. The Canon EOS R8 Mark II is now being discussed not just as a simple successor to an entry-level full-frame model, but as a potential identity shift for the entire R8 series. What makes this rumor cycle especially interesting is the idea that Canon may be embracing a retro-inspired design philosophy. According to multiple leaks and early reports circulating from industry sources, the Canon EOS R8 Mark II could introduce a completely new visual direction, one that draws inspiration from classic film era cameras while still retaining modern digital capabilities. This is a notable departure for Canon, a company that has historically prioritized function over nostalgic design language in its mainstream products. The motivation behind this shift appears to be the growing popularity of vintage-styled cameras in the broader photography market. Competing brands have already found success with retro-inspired designs that blend modern sensors with tactile controls and nostalgic aesthetics. As a result, Canon may now be exploring how to bring a similar experience to its own user base. However, the challenge lies in balancing that retro appeal with Canon's established design identity, which is known for efficiency, reliability, and lightweight construction. One of the biggest questions surrounding the Canon EOS R8 Mark II is how far this retro redesign will actually go. Some speculation suggests a subtle approach, such as a revised top plate finish, classic style dials, and slightly more tactile controls. Other reports suggest a more aggressive redesign that could include a magnesium alloy body, mechanical shutter dials for ISO and exposure, and a more angular, film camera-inspired form factor. If Canon truly commits to this direction, it could fundamentally change how the R8 series is perceived. There is also discussion about how Canon might maintain the lightweight advantage of the original R8 while introducing a more premium build. The original model is known for its compact and portable design, and any significant increase in weight could affect its appeal. However, some analysts believe Canon may attempt to preserve the portability while still improving the tactile feel through material changes rather than structural bulk. This could result in a camera that feels more premium without sacrificing mobility. Beyond design changes, the internal hardware upgrades are expected to be a major highlight of the Canon EOS R8 Mark II. One of the most widely discussed rumors is the introduction of a new full-frame sensor, potentially the 32.5 megapixel CMOS sensor seen in higher-end Canon models. This would represent a significant jump from the current 24.2 megapixel sensor used in the original R8, offering noticeably higher resolution and improved detail capture. For photographers, this increase in resolution would provide more flexibility in post-production. Cropping images without losing quality, capturing fine textures, and producing large-format prints would all become more practical. However, higher resolution sensors also come with trade-offs. In this case, the rumored sensor is believed to have a slower readout speed compared to stacked sensors found in Canon's flagship models. This could introduce rolling shutter effects in fast-moving scenes when using electronic shutter modes. Despite this limitation, the target audience for the Canon EOS R8 Mark II is unlikely to be heavily impacted. The R8 line has traditionally appealed to travel photographers, street shooters, portrait creators, and general enthusiasts rather than high-speed sports professionals. For these users, image quality and portability matter more than extreme burst performance. As a result, the 32.5 megapixel sensor may represent a well-balanced upgrade rather than a compromise. Another major topic of debate is whether Canon will include in-body image stabilization in the R8 Mark II. The original R8 notably omitted IBIS in order to maintain its lightweight and affordable design. This decision was controversial, but it helped position the camera as one of the most accessible full-frame options in Canon's lineup. Now, rumors suggest that Canon is still undecided about whether to introduce IBIS in the Mark II version. The inclusion of IBIS would be a significant improvement for handheld shooting, especially in low-light environments or when using adapted vintage lenses. It would also enhance video stability for hybrid creators. However, adding IBIS could increase both cost and complexity, and potentially move the R8 Mark II closer to the higher-tier R6 series in terms of internal structure. This is likely why there is still uncertainty surrounding its inclusion. If Canon decides to exclude IBIS again, the camera would remain lighter and more affordable, preserving its identity as an entry-level full-frame model. However, it would also face criticism from users who now consider stabilization a standard feature in modern mirrorless systems. The final decision will likely depend on how Canon balances cost, performance, and product segmentation within its broader lineup. On the autofocus side, the Canon EOS R8 Mark II is expected to continue using Canon's well-regarded dual-pixel AF2 system. This system has already proven to be highly reliable across Canon's recent cameras, offering fast and accurate subject tracking for humans, animals, and vehicles. Minor improvements are expected, particularly in AI-driven subject detection and tracking stability. While autofocus improvements may not be revolutionary, they are expected to refine an already strong system. This aligns with Canon's general strategy of incremental refinement in core performance areas while focusing more aggressive changes on design and sensor technology in this particular model. As the rumored release window approaches, anticipation continues to build. Whether Canon fully embraces the retro concept or refines it into something more subtle remains to be seen. What is clear, however, is that the R8 Mark II is no longer being seen as just another incremental update. It is being positioned, at least in expectation, as a camera that could redefine how Canon balances tradition and innovation in the mirrorless era.